Mabuhay pageant fans! Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hey Adam G. So let's talk about how I feel about our representatives competing at the two international pageants at the moment. Well, obviously, I'm talking about Nikki de Moura fighting for our first Golden Crown in Miss Grand International and Nicole Borromeo doing her best to make us proud in Miss International at the moment. So sige, pag-usapan muna natin si Nikki. Let's go to Nikki first. You know, the redo of the much-awaited swimsuit competition finally took place last night. 2 days after the same event took place, wherein we saw how disastrous the whole thing was, given some of the girls slipped due to the slippery and wet floor brought by the heavy rains outside. I watched the whole show last night and I feel Nikki did just okay with the right amount of classiness and sexiness needed for the catwalk. And if I have to compare her walk here in the redo compared to her previous outing, I really feel her previous performance at the beachfront was way better compared to how she performed last night. Yup, her pasarela walk during the beachfront was more successful compared to last night, because her turns there during the beachfront segment was very smooth and fluid. Yup, despite looking a bit reserved, which is understandable kasi nga given the situation, then a wet stage, and she could really get into an accident if she wouldn't be careful. So nakita naman natin yun, di ba, na nagdahan-dahan talaga siya sa paglalakad. However, ito na, when we compare her styling and makeup in those two events, I love her styling more here in the redo last night because it improved, because she gave us long, luscious looks, which allowed us to appreciate more the beauty of her face because of that ponytail, and how she clipped that hair extension seemed flawless, as it looked so natural and you couldn't tell the difference at all. Diba? Compared mo yun dun sa hair extensions niya nung beachfront segment, where parang nakikita mo yung pagka-clip ng hair na ang kapal-kapal ng buhok, tapos pero biglang ang nipis na hindi mo alam kung saan kinabit talaga yung hair extension niya. So, yeah. So guys, let's now go to the redo, or how I feel about the redo of her performance last night. So when we finally saw her at the redo last night, I can't help but feel na she had to level up or do way better and excel more, given there is no more rain dampening her much awaited performance. And since the redo involved such a huge space, nakita nyo naman, or floor space to do their pasarela, I was really expecting a galawang na Samantha Bernardo na to seal the deal or even confirm the favoritism of her for the crown. However, when I finally saw her perform, yup, her face was really serving us. But as she started to walk, you could really feel some sort of hesitation that I couldn't explain. The blocking involved during the redo involved walking in circular fashion with 3 camera angles to feature their walk. Doon sa unang angle, nakita as she started to pose and then walk, napansin ko ang gaslaw ng kamay. And then on the second angle, I could sense there was some sort of hesitation, since parang nagkamali siya sa blocking na hindi ko maintindihan with her sudden one step sideward, and it didn't register well on camera. Hence, hindi ganun kalinis yung footwork niya, and even her body shots weren't giving. However, when it came talaga with her face, everything else became irrelevant. Somehow, my expectations were dampened, and why I did expect so much from her? Because she had seen it all at this point in time. For sure, she must have gotten feedback from her team as to how the whole competition was unfolding, and carefully re-strategize her pasarela skills. Kasi nakita na ni Nikki in full view yung mga kalaban niya at yung mga rehistro nila sa camera noong beachfront segment nila. So that alone should ignite the fire in her to level up. Kasi why do I say this? We have seen her glow and move so much with ease during the beauty fashion show earlier that day, na alam mong kaya naman gumalaw ni Nikki ng halimaw that could really command a room or take up space with her movement, considering the events involved only had the same venue. 'Diba? And as she flapped those wings, it was really a great way to command attention. I know some people might say na she's too inexperienced, as she is only 19 years old for us, 'diba? To have been led to this kind of disappointment. But my answer to this, I don't think so, because I don't think it's because of her age. I think it's more like she doesn't have the gutom or fire in her belly yet. Nakikita niyo ba where I'm coming from? Kasi kailangan talaga gutom na gutom ka talaga pagdating sa MGI. And we are not seeing that hunger at the moment from Nikki. Because if we are to compare her to her predecessor Roberta Tomondong, who was also 19 when she competed last year, mas naramdaman mo pa yung gutom ni Roberta in terms of yung mga pasabog niya sa stage. Natandaan niyo yung umeksena si Roberta sa likod doon sa MGI swimsuit competition din by going up to the backdrop of MGI on stage during her group shot with the other ladies. So I can't say the same thing for Nikki, which I find very baffling, because Nikki has more experience when it comes to international competitions. Kasi, di ba, Next Top Model na siya before and did a lot of fashion shows afterwards. So it is at this point in time where I feel Nikki has to show her hunger and desire to win with only more than a week to go. But you know what, guys? Regardless of how I may be so technical with Nikki's performance last night, I still believe she has what it takes to win our first Golden Crown. Even if she hasn't been wowing us with her grand moves, I still strongly believe that she has what it takes talaga. As she is really the most beautifully or facially gifted Filipina we have ever sent to this pageant, next to Parusha. So for me, a non-placement talaga is non-acceptable, because halos binigay na natin lahat kay Uncle this year. Na we can't argue rin at the same time that she isn't that tall, kasi that's not the right argument. Kasi 'di ba, na what has been crowning girls rin na hindi naman ganun katangkad din in the past. Sila Elizabeth Clancy, and you think about it, sila Elizabeth Clancy, Samantha Bernardo, and even Nicole Cordoves weren't that tall either, but they all play. So I think Nikki de Moura is at that caliber, or in a league of her own, in the sense na hindi siya copycat ni Samantha Bernardo or Roberta, but at the same time she is at that caliber. So for me, a non-placement talaga is not acceptable, kasi we have sent Filipina delegates and majority of them place. And this year, halos, sabi ko nga kanina, binigay na natin lahat kay Uncle. Gusto niya ng stand-alone pageant? Sir ALV gave it to him. She wants a facially gifted Filipina? That's Nikki. She wants a fresh girl na hindi recycled from other pageant systems? That's Nikki. Gusto niya ng batak and sexy? That's Nikki too. So I'm really hopeful pre-prelims that Nikki will make us proud on October 25. Gustong-gusto ko talaga siya magka-title, kahit na she isn't giving the grand moves Uncle wants for his winner. Now let's go to Nicole Borromeo for Miss International in Japan next. It has been almost a week since the competition started there in Tokyo, and I must say na umu-okay yung itsura ni Nicole ngayon, na talagang paaliwas ng paaliwalas yung ganda ng mukha niya sa Japan. And napansin niyo, mas youthful na siyang tignan ngayon. However, here's the problem I have with her at the moment. The looks that she has been coming out with is not at par with its corresponding looks prepared for her by her team in her photo shoots here in Manila. As in, hindi na i-execute ng maayos yung looks niya na presented by her team, and it's a concern for me as early as now, na as she is not giving the content that we want from her there in Tokyo. Her content is instead being given by her team, which is shot here in Manila. Na alam mo yun, she really couldn't execute her hairstyles perfectly, like her photos here in Manila. And I get that she has been doing her hair and styling by herself there in the competition, but I think she had more than a year to prepare for this, so much is really expected from her in return. Since her knockout blue arrival outfit, we have yet to be wowed again. So she has to cater to us fans. And how are we going to be excited if she isn't giving any content that we want from her? But guys, don't get me wrong, it's just that I find that she can't execute the looks of her team here in Manila right now. Kasi pagdating doon sa Japan, parang biglang nag-iba ang ihip ng hangin. Parang nag-iba yung makeup at styling niya. And those are crucial details. That, for example, yung gold terno na sinuot niya during the second day, parang it was styled for her na very edgy, for, diba? But I just find it odd that she switched to a high bun on the ground. So she suddenly looked different if styled the wrong way, and I feel it washed her out. Kasi for me guys, Nicole Borromeo is someone who looks more vibrant in jewel tones and vivid colors. Case in point, yung electric blue outfit na sinuot niya nung arrival. For me kasi guys, Nicole Borromeo doesn't have to look softer than she is because she already fits the mold of Miss International. And I feel hindi na niya kailangan mag-try hard because she is already looking like a Miss International. She already looks the part. Yun nga lang, she just has to pick to match her natural coloring. And aminin natin, there are colors which make us spark or dull. Diba? So she has, and for her, and in her case, she has been going back and forth. So she really has to know what colors to choose for her outfits to really bring out the vibrancy of her beauty more. On the other hand, guys, white and yellow wash Nicole out. Kasi guys, diba, her natural coloring is her pale skin. Diba? And kung napansin nyo guys, her dark hair really goes well with those kinds of colors na medyo cool toned, na vivid, that really highlight her features. Na napansin nyo, she also looks well in purple. Kaya ang ganda-ganda niya nung binibining Pilipinas because that's her natural coloring. But when she wears yellow, she kinda fades. So, Nicole has to really choose her colors well for her not to be seen as lukewarm in the pageant. And with this, I kinda remember Kylie Versosa's time in Miss International before. Yung tindig pa lang niya sa backstage, kinikilabutan ka na. So, I am also expecting the same thing for Nicole at this moment, as I really couldn't count her out just yet because we all know naman na Nicole is a silent killer, na she breeds class and elegance, and it's something that we can't take for granted kasi meron tayo or si Nicole na qualities na hinahanap nila doon. So overall, very regal pa rin si Nicole. She just has to be careful with her styling. Anyway guys, let's just hope for the best for Nicole right now, as the scored events in this pageant haven't taken place yet. And I'm sorry guys if masyado kong tinitechnical ang mga merdies natin. At this point in time, we need to give what these organizations want from our girls. Otherwise, we wouldn't get the results that we want in the end. Diba? So, what do you think about my thoughts about our two girls right now competing at the international pageants? Pareho ba ako ng hanash katulad sa inyo? Well, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section to see where you guys are coming from. Alright guys, until my next video, bye!